Hi, my name is Jeff Clark, and today I want to show you something just a little bit crazy. In just a moment, I'm going to take you out on the wild streets of South Florida, where I'm going to conduct a money-generating experiment. Specifically, I'm going to test out a simple but little-known financial move to pay for all of the purchases I'm going to make today. Now, the markets are kind of rocky right now, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen. It's possible I might get kicked out of a few stores, and hopefully nobody calls the cops. But if they do, that's fine. I'm happy to show the cops how it works too, because what I'm about to show you is 100% legal. Now, as you can see, my pockets are empty. I'm taking everything out. I'm leaving my wallet at home. I don't have any cash, no credit cards. All I'm bringing with me is my driver's license and the special Ameritrade card linked to my brokerage account. But let me be clear, I'm not touching any funds that are already in my account. In fact, I'm not planning to pay for anything out of my own pocket. All of the cash I'll need for my purchases today, I'm going to try to generate with the help of a few of my favorite companies. Oh, and the only other thing I'm taking with me is this phone. But I won't be waving it to pay for anything. So come on, let's hit the road and see how it goes. I almost forgot. Before we even start, I need to make one important stop at the gas station. See, I'm running a little low on gas and we're going to be driving around quite a bit today. The last thing I want is to run out of fuel in the middle of nowhere. And I'll tell you, it always burns me up having to pay these gas prices, but I'm going to do something a little special here. I'm going to, with the help of Exxon, since I don't have any cash on me, I'm going to go ahead and generate some cash so I can pay for filling up my tank today. All I need to do is type this simple financial transaction on my phone using Exxon's stock ticker. And if all goes well, in a few moments, cash should magically appear in my account. Now, I don't recommend you make these specific transactions yourself. They're for educational purposes only, and frankly, by the time you watch my experiment, they're not going to be available anymore anyway. But if you follow this short video all the way to the end, you'll find out how to make these sorts of transactions on your own. And with that, I generated enough not just to fill up my card today, but probably for the next couple of times as well. All right, so now I'm going to pay for my gas with this card that's linked to my brokerage account. You want to see something nuts? I actually had Exxon pay for my gas today. Let me show you how I did that. All right, since it works so well right off the bat, I'm going to try this financial experiment again. This time, I'm going to use Starbucks stock to pay for my coffee, using the same 3-second transaction. Now, don't worry, if you missed it the first time, I'll show you exactly how it works again. So pay close attention. You'll notice I'm not buying shares of Starbucks, and I'm not buying any options either. All I'm doing is type in a few keys with the Starbucks ticker symbol, and then wait a few seconds. All right, it worked again. $32 just came into my brokerage account. Time to buy some coffee. All right, well, that was simple. I got my iced coffee here. It cost me $5.62. So that leaves me, what, about 26 bucks left over from what I pocketed earlier off of that transaction. Did you see that? I just got a $5 coffee without using any cash or a credit card. I used the money that I generated from my 3-second financial trick. And as you can see, I still have plenty of money left over. That's more than enough to pay for my coffee for the entire month. And it couldn't have been easier. If you have a smartphone and a brokerage account, you could start generating all the money you need virtually within minutes. Now, I'm sure you might be a little bit skeptical. It probably doesn't seem possible to generate cash from the stock markets so quickly, almost like magic. Frankly, I'd be skeptical too, but I assure you this is 100% legit. And to prove it to you, I'm going to do this experiment one more time. This time, I want to see if I can generate enough cash to buy a new set of Apple AirPods. You guessed it, I'm going to try to use Apple stock to do so. But let me repeat, I'm not buying any stocks or options here. All I do is type in a few keys, including Apple's ticker, and in a few moments, money should instantly appear on my brokerage account. And we're done. That's 275 bucks straight into my account. Now I'll head inside and I'll pick up those AirPods. All right, so we're all squared away. Got my Apple AirPods. We're all set to go. It cost me 106 bucks, a little bit more than I thought. But remember, I pocketed 260 some odd bucks off of that little financial transaction. So we're still in the clear. This is awesome. The financial transaction worked great on Apple too. In fact, this experiment is working so well, it could easily become my favorite way of paying for things. It's the perfect income generating strategy anytime you need a little extra cash. But don't tell my wife. I don't want her getting any ideas. Okay, so far this financial transaction has worked perfectly. I've been able to generate cash from the stock market every time. It's almost been too easy. So I want to try something a little bit different. Now, do you think I can use this financial move to pay for a nice meal too? Remember, I don't have any cash on me. This special card is all I have. So I have to use the same method I used before. Now the only difference is I'll use Longhorn's parent company stock, Darden, to pay for it. All right, well, we're hanging outside of Longhorn Steakhouse. It's one of Darden Restaurant's properties. A little bit hungry here. It's the middle of the day. It's time for lunch. And remember, I don't have any cash, so we're gonna figure this out as we go along. You know, I don't want to do a dine and dash or wind up having to clean the dishes or something like that. So let's go ahead and eat, and we'll figure out the money situation later. All right, so we're all set. We're going to do another one of those financial transactions. Just takes a few seconds to do it here and put some cash in my account. I'm not sure what it's going to come to today. Looks like, I don't know, if I can collect 150 bucks or so, I'm probably in good shape. So let me go ahead and do that. Got a trade here that'll generate, looks like about $160, so I'll take that. And there we go, we're all square. Done, 160 bucks straight into the account. All right. This whole day has been about this moment right here. For my final test, I'm going to up the stakes by a lot. I'm going to try to buy something that's a lot more expensive than anything I've bought so far. I'm going into that Nordstrom to buy a gift for my wife. It's a surprise, she doesn't expect it, and I want it to be something nice. All right, so we're here right out in front of Nordstrom's, and it's been a pretty good day so far, and well, you know what they say, happy wife, happy life. So I'm going to grab a little something for Gabriella here. And let me make a quick trade here, make sure I can spend some money on her. This is the stress test for my weird financial transaction. If I can make this work, I'll declare my experiment successful. I did it. Did you see that? A few keystrokes on my phone and bam! I pulled an instant $630 out of the markets. But hey, easy come, easy go. So let's go spend it all on my wife. All right, well that was fun. That was a nice little trip inside there. We had done a trade right before we got in there, pocketed a little bit over 600 bucks, and went in and bought a nice little bracelet for my wife. Pretty sure I'll have a happy wife when I get home today. I hope you enjoyed my little financial experiment. I'll tell you, it was a lot of fun for me. All told, I was able to generate $1,420, and I did it in, what, a few hours? But the real reason I decided to do it is to prove that generating hundreds of dollars from the stock market fast doesn't have to be complicated. I mean, you saw it. And when you learn how to do it properly, you can start using this way of generating income almost any time you want, because it works equally well in bull and bear markets. And if I can make hundreds of dollars while walking around South Florida, imagine how much easier it gets when you do it from the comfort of your own home. So how does it work? It's a unique type of trading strategy that allows you to generate instant cash from a wide range of stocks, but without investing a single dime up front. And no, it has nothing to do with dividends, day trading, taking out a loan, or anything like that. Best of all, anybody can learn how to do it. It doesn't matter if you're retired or you're planning to retire, and it doesn't matter if you don't have millions of dollars to invest. What you need is a phone or a computer and a brokerage account, and about 10 seconds to execute this simple transaction. This is the perfect solution when you're looking for a way to fast track your retirement. You can use it over and over again to generate hundreds, thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars every year. Now, most people have never heard of this way of investing, let alone made any money from it. But for the past 36 years, I've used the secret behind this and similar strategies to help Americans from all walks of life to make money. Like Stephen G., who says he made more than $2,000 in about 10 days. Or Brad K., who reports he made $40,000 one week and $50,000 the week before that. Now remember, these people aren't professionals. They don't run hedge funds or work on investment banks on Wall Street. They're regular folks. They're living a regular life. They're saving up for retirement, and they're doing the best they can to take care of their family. The difference is, once they discovered my way of investing, they never looked back. And neither have I. Thanks in part to the financial move that I showed you today, I was able to leave my day job as a professional money manager 2 decades early at the age of 42. And I still use it today. Whether markets are up or down, I couldn't care less. This unusual financial move helps me generate tens of thousands of dollars every year like clockwork. And it's very easy to learn. I'll reveal how it works in just a moment. But first, let me show you how much money it could deliver for you. So, how much money could you make? Obviously, that depends on your personal situation. But one man who I showed this technique to, Brad Kay, has made a small fortune. In 1 week, this financial maneuver helped him make $65,000. Now think about it. As a retiree, you get around $15,528 per year. That's the average Social Security benefit for most Americans after working for 60 plus years. But Brad was able to make almost 5 times more in 1 week, simply by trying it out. Another man, Frank C., has written in saying how much he likes this strategy too. His favorite part, the instant cash payout. Now look, I can't guarantee you'll make the same amount of money as the people in these examples, but speaking very conservatively, it's entirely possible to make $1,000 per month, and in some cases, way more than that. Now imagine if you can make an extra $1,000 a month. What would that mean to you? That's more than enough money to help with monthly expenses or to top up your retirement nest egg. You might even be able to help out with your kids' or your grandkids' college funds. Because the number of times you'll get paid with this strategy is entirely up to you. That's why I say that making $1,000 a month is somewhat conservative. I just showed you how to make hundreds of dollars in a matter of hours. Now imagine if you did this every day. When you do the math, I'm sure you can realize the profit potential here. This is one of my favorite ways to make money. And it works especially well when there's lots of uncertainty in the markets, like the financial mayhem we've seen so far this year. But once you realize how easy it is to generate income this way, it may as well become your favorite way to invest too. But I have to warn you, this method is the complete opposite of how most people invest, which means you have to be willing to go a little bit outside your comfort zone. But if you can do that, and you learn how to do it correctly, you can start using it to generate more gains in a few weeks, days, or even hours than most people see in an entire decade in the market. So, how does this financial move work? Well, it involves options. But here's the thing, I don't trade options like everyone else. Most people use options to gamble on the markets. I don't gamble. Instead, I figured out a way to use options to generate retirement income. And in fact, I built my whole career around doing this. Thanks to the way that I trade options, I went from being born on a farm in Kansas to living in a beautiful home overlooking Silicon Valley. For over 20 years, I owned and ran an options trading money management firm. Most of my clients were CEOs, entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, and other wealthy individuals. The account minimum was $250,000 in investable assets, but many trusted me with much, much more than that. One account I managed was worth $20 million, another as much as $30 million. And as far as I know, my company was the only one of its kind. You see, not only did we trade options, we were also very successful at it. I heard about a lawyer, Gary R., who lost so much money from the 2008 crash, he had just $170,000 left in his portfolio. But he went on to make $480,000 by using the secret that I shared with him. And that's why when I hear somebody say options are reckless and risky, I know they don't know what they're talking about. And frankly, 99.99% of Americans are clueless about options. Contrary to popular belief, options were originally designed to reduce risk, to protect yourself from the stock market. And that's why Wall Street bigwigs and the financial elites love them so much. Options help them hedge their portfolios against bad moves in the market. Barron's even called it one of Wall Street's great secrets. Warren Buffett may be known for his buy and hold philosophy, but he made over $4 billion with options. So you see, when used correctly, options can reduce risk, generate income, and increase your total returns. In fact, the world's largest financial firms, like Goldman Sachs and BlackRock, suggest everyone should use options in their portfolio, together with stocks and bonds. Of course, one of my favorite options techniques is the one that I just showed you on my video demonstration earlier. I call it the leave your wallet at home income technique. That's because you never need to put any money up front. And since you're not buying any stock up front, there's no big commitment. That's exactly what you want for your income strategy. However, if you are struggling to pay for retirement and you don't have much, if anything, saved up, sorry to tell you, this technique won't work for you. It's best suited for folks who already managed to put a little bit of a nest egg aside for retirement. Now, why is that? Well, simply because in certain situations, you may be on the hook to purchase the shares of the company. Of course, that's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, I'll show you examples where this outcome is exactly what you want. And that's why I put together more details of how this income technique works. And I made it available for you in a special report called The Ultimate Guide to Generating Income with Options. One of my readers, John M., says he collected $1,100 in profit in less than a week just by following my technique. And if you want to try it out for yourself, I'll explain how in just a moment. But here's what I want you to understand. This financial maneuver isn't the only way to make money with options. It's just one of several options techniques that everyday people, just like you, are using to generate regular income. For example, there's another options technique that I use a lot. I call it the gain amplifier technique. And the way it works is it lets you amplify your stock returns. In fact, it's not uncommon to amplify your gains as high as 3 times, 5 times, even 10 times your money with a single play virtually overnight. Take a look at one of my Amazon trades from a few years back. I recommended 2 plays, a regular trade and an options play. Both made big gains, but the options play went up 300% in 14 days. That's 10 times as much as the regular stock trade in about half the time. That's because options give you what's known as leverage, which means for every 1 point move in a stock, an options play can make you 5 to 10 times more money. In other words, all it takes is the underlying stock to move a few dollars up or down for you, the options trader, to make a huge profit. As you can see, with options, you can make more money much faster than regular stocks. And sometimes, even a tiny stock move of just 50 cents can translate into a 1,000% plus gain for you. Now, you do have to pay a premium to use this strategy, but it's only a fraction of what you'd pay if you bought the stock, which also means your risk is reduced dramatically because it's only limited to the premium that you're willing to pay. And here's the best part. You can make money when stocks go up, down, or sideways. One of my former clients, an executive at Boeing, once said, "No matter whether the stock market is moving up or down, Jeff Clark somehow manages to find a strategy that works. Overall, I could not be happier with his performance." How is that possible? Well, consider that Amazon example that I showed you earlier. A few years after that trade, I recommended a different type of options technique. This time, instead of playing on Amazon going up, I realized the company was going to experience a short-term dive. And I was right. And over the next 23 days, the stock dropped by 17%. But the options play I recommended pulled in a 158% return. In other words, when everyone who traded regular stock lost 17%, had you used my options technique, you could have more than doubled your money. Here's another example. Remember the 2008 crash? Now, for most people, it was the worst stock market experience in their lifetime, but not for me. Thanks to the options technique that I used, I had one of the best years of my career. And had you followed my advice, you could have doubled your money 10 different times. And check this out. 233% in 13 days on D.R. Horton. 211% in 3 days on Citigroup. 110% in 24 hours on semiconductor holders. 122% in 17 days on EMC Corp. 100% in 29 days on Tesoro. 100% in 10 days on Crocs. 100% in 8 days on the Silver Miners ETF. 490% in 25 days on Palomar Medical. 100% in just 2 days on Petrobras. and 250% in 14 days on silver wheaten. All of these different option techniques are part of my trading strategy, and it's designed to put your retirement on the fast track. I explain how it works in greater detail in my special report, The Ultimate Guide to Generating Income with Options. And I use these techniques almost daily, both in my personal portfolio and to help those who follow my work. Now sure, not every recommendation I make is going to be a jackpot, but so far I've recommended more than 800 winners. And here's the coolest part. This strategy works on other assets too. Take gold, for example. I profited from gold many times in the past. It's one of my favorite option plays. And I can find gains no matter which direction gold is moving. Take a look. 267% in 7 days on the Spider Gold shares. 100% in 22 days on Seabridge Gold. 76% in 12 days on Hecla Mining. 118% in 14 days on Glamis Gold. 39% in 4 days on Gold Corp. 129% in 8 hours on Gold Miners Fund. And what's more, I use the same technique to bank profits from other trends just as easily. Treasury bonds, S&P 500, NASDAQ, you name it. The way I see it, options are the perfect vehicle to grow your retirement nest egg, because you can capture 10, 20, or even 30 years worth of gains in just a few weeks, days, or maybe even hours. And it's not just me. Those who follow my work have been fattening their bank accounts too. Like James S., who says he made 22% profit in 3 days. Jerry M. reports he made $505 on a trade that cost him just $1.36 to get in. And Tom M. writes that he made 150% in less than 3 weeks. Now look, there's just no way you can make that much money so quickly and with such low risk. And there's no way you can go from dreaming about the good life and actually living it just by investing with your typical off-the-shelf buy and hold strategy. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. With options, you can forget about looking at your computer screen till your eyes bleed out. You can stop worrying about market downturns. There's no more chasing the latest hot trend and hoping that this time it's the real deal. All you have to do is make a few clicks with your mouse or type a transaction on your phone, and your money can double, sometimes within hours. But like I said, 99% of Americans have no idea how to trade options, let alone make any significant profits this way. That's why I created my special report, The Ultimate Guide to Generating Income with Options. In it, I reveal everything you need to know to fast-track your retirement. I give you a full breakdown of my leave your wallet at home income strategy. You'll discover how I was able to pull in all that cash from stocks like Apple, Starbucks, Nordstrom, and more, so you can try it out for yourself in no time. After you see how simple this income strategy is, you'll understand why it's one of my favorite ways to generate cash. But I'll also reveal other ways to trade options like a pro with minimal risk and maximum returns, like my gain amplifier technique. And when you combine it with my income technique, you'll have a winning plan for all sorts of market conditions. Financial worries won't keep you awake at night anymore, because you'll discover how to tell in advance how much income you can generate from each play, as well as what to do to prevent losing money. I'll reveal a simple way to calculate risk and reward for each trade before you actually make them, so you can stack the odds in your favor. And I'll walk you through the steps that you need to take to set up your own brokerage account, so that you can start trading options in no time, maybe even minutes from now. But don't worry, you don't have to be a genius to start making money with options. Usually, all it takes is a few mouse clicks and you're ready to go. And if history is any guide, you could be doubling your money in a few hours of making your first trade. All of this information is included in your special report, The Ultimate Guide to Generating Income with Options. But just to be clear, this report isn't available anywhere else. You're not going to find it on Amazon or eBay or even at your local bookstore. The only way you can get this report is through my offer today. Like I said, I want to send this valuable information to you, and I'll explain the unique reason why in just a moment. There's a huge benefit for you. But there's a second idea I'd like to put in your hands today right away. It's basically a way for you to make loads of new capital just by trading 3 stocks over and over using options. It doesn't matter what these 3 stocks are doing. They can be soaring or dropping or going sideways. With my 3-stock technique, you can make handsome gains in all market situations, usually within days or even hours. For example, not long ago I used this method on GDX. It's a gold mining fund. I traded it 23 times over a 9-month period, and with a 95% success rate, I made gains like 15% in a few hours, 20% in a few hours, 23% in a few hours, 44% in 2 days, 45% in a few hours, and 112% in 1 day. You can completely forget about the 99.99% of the rest of the stock market and just play these 3 stocks over and over again. So I created another special report called the 3-Stock Retirement Blueprint. In it, I'll explain how this method works. I'll tell you which 3 stocks that you should be focusing on right now. And I'll even show you exactly how to play them. I'll also reveal how to spot these fast money opportunities in advance, so you can apply this method to other stocks if you want to. I want to send this second special report, the 3-Stock Retirement Blueprint, to you today, free of charge, together with the other special report, the Ultimate Guide to Generating Income with Options. Now, both are chock full of important details you'll need to start using options and be well on your way to retiring wealthy. And when I say details, I don't just mean a ticker symbol and some vague description. These are my trading secrets that I refuse to share with Wall Street. Investment banks and financial firms, including Merrill Lynch, contacted me about the information that's included in these reports. In late October 2008, during one of my hot streaks, CNBC heard of the gains that my readers were seeing and wanted to get me to talk about my secrets on live TV. But I turned them all down. However, in these 2 special reports, I'll tell you exactly how I play options and how you can do it too. I even show you how to profit from a market crash, just like I did back in 2008 or more recently in 2020. And when you learn how to start trading and generate income like I do, you won't fear market crashes anymore. In fact, I had one of my best years during the 2008 market turmoil. I'll explain how I did it and show you the best strategies to use. I want to send all this valuable information to you today for free. So, what's the catch? Look, I know what it's like to struggle financially. I wasn't born into a rich family. My dad and his dad before him were farmers. But I was lucky enough to figure out a simple way to make a lot of money. And during all these years, I've helped a lot of rich people get even richer. But let me tell you, there's nothing more satisfying to me than helping regular folks to get wealthy. And that's what I want to accomplish today. If you'll let me, I want to help you reach your financial goals too. Now, I know all of this stuff about options is probably new to you, because if you're like most people, you've been told that options are hard and they're risky, and that you better stay out of them. But that's simply not true. I know for a fact everyone can learn how to use options the right way and make fast gains from it. Others who came before you have reported that they've made tens of thousands of dollars this way. Now, I don't know your personal situation, so I can't guarantee that you'll start collecting $2,000 each day. But remember, you only need to put a small portion of money into these plays. Even $100 is enough to get started. And to prove it to you, I want to invite you to try my premium research service. It's called Jeff Clark Trader. It's a monthly research newsletter. Every month, I'll send you my latest trading ideas with full, in-depth analysis. And I'll show you how to use my options techniques to get your retirement growing fast. I'll also send you updates on the trade recommendations as needed throughout the month. I'll tell you when to get in and notify you when it's time to get out. My aim is to teach you options trading the right way and to help you get maximum profits out of options. Now, obviously, there's no such thing as a risk-free investment, and that includes my strategy. But I can't see any reason why you couldn't start making tens of thousands of dollars every year. My readers have told me they've already done it, and they're regular Americans just like you. Like Bruce M., who recorded a 100% plus profit. Or John M., who in less than 1 week is up over $3,600. And that's just after 4 trades. Now, I know people learn things in different ways. Some prefer reading, while others retain information better when they watch videos or listen to recordings. And for this reason, I want to send you something else that I think you're really going to like, my video training series. You see, one of my specialties is teaching. I was hired by a California university to teach options trading to MBA students. And when I ran my options trading firm, I also trained over 1,000 people to become licensed stockbrokers. Some of them ended up in firms like Merrill Lynch or Paine Webber. Look, I'm no genius, but if there's anything I know I can do better than anybody else, it's two things: making money with options and teaching other people how to do the same. In fact, some of these folks happily paid thousands of dollars to learn from me. But today, thanks to this 8-part video training series that I created, you can get the same kind of education for free. But make no mistake, this is high-end MBA quality material. To my knowledge, you won't find this kind of education anywhere else. I'll teach you how to make money in bull and bear markets, how to manage risk without eliminating your gain potential, why options can be much better and safer than penny stocks, how to predict where a stock is headed next, and so much more. One of my readers, Jim W., said that before he found me, he traded with limited success. And he was an executive in the financial services industry. So naturally, I was very pleased when he told me, "Your training has given me the foundation to invest with confidence and humility." Look, I'll never get tired of saying that options can be very easy. You can get up to speed in just a matter of minutes. And if you already have a brokerage account, it's very easy to get approved for options. In most cases, all you need to do is to fill out a one-page form. These training videos, together with your special reports, the ultimate guide to generating income with options, and the 3-stock retirement blueprint, will get you started trading like a pro in a matter of minutes. All that's left is to find the right trades. But I've done that for you too. When you subscribe to my Jeff Clark Trader Service, you'll get the best options plays that I can find delivered to your inbox every month. And you won't have to pay thousands of dollars for it. So how much does it cost? Well, not nearly as much as you might think. I'll even give you 60 days to try Jeff Clark Trader Service out at no risk. When you take a subscription to my Jeff Clark Trader Service, here's everything you get today. 1 full year of Jeff Clark Trader. As a new subscriber, you'll receive my latest set of recommendations and research immediately. Then, around the 4th Monday of the month, you'll receive my latest trade idea, sometimes more than one, as well as my full analysis of why and how I picked them. My objective is to find the fastest, least risky trade opportunities that I can. And sometimes it takes a little more patience to dig them up, which means my recommendations may not always arrive at the exact day every month. But patience breeds profits when it comes to investing, especially with my options trading strategy. So rest assured, every trade recommendation I send to you will give you the maximum chance for a quick windfall. You get special report number 1, the ultimate guide to generating income with options. This is a full breakdown of how to use options to generate income with my leave your wallet at home technique, and how to play them to amplify your stock returns with my gain amplifier strategy. I'll even walk you through how to set up your brokerage account if you don't already have one. You'll finally see how fast and simple it can be to pull in cash from the stock market just by using my favorite option techniques. Special report number 2, the 3-stock retirement blueprint. This report will give you all the details about the 3 stocks you should be focusing on right now and how to play them. 8-part video training series. Like I said, this guide and video series are not available anywhere else. The only way you can get this MBA quality training is through this special offer. This is a total value of over $1,000. But you get all of this valuable information for free, just for taking a risk-free subscription to Jeff Clark Trader. People have paid me tens of thousands of dollars for my advice, but you won't have to pay me nearly as much. Here's my offer to you. The full price for Jeff Clark Trader is $199 per year. But for a limited time, you can get a full year of Jeff Clark Trader for an introductory price of just $19. That comes to less than 1 cup of coffee per day. And when you consider how quickly options can deliver gains for you, you can make that back in a matter of minutes. But you have 60 days to try it out and see if Jeff Clark Trader is right for you. Take all the time you need. Have a look around my model portfolio. Check out my trade recommendations and see what you think of it. If for any reason you're not satisfied, that's okay. Simply call our customer service team and they'll give you a full refund of your subscription cost. No questions asked. And you still get to keep all your special reports as a thank you. But if you're like my tens of thousands of other subscribers, I think you're going to be more than satisfied. So don't delay. Over the next few months, I believe you're going to have several opportunities to make $500, $1,000, even $5,000 or more in income and in a very short time. So if you're at all interested, and if you're ready to kickstart your journey to financial freedom, why not give Jeff Clark Trader a try? After all, you have nothing to lose, but so much to gain. So click the button below and get started. Thank you for listening.